The arrival. The vast expanse of space had always held mysteries, but humanity never expected to unravel them quite like this. It was a crisp autumn morning when the first signs of an alien presence appeared in Earth's skies. At first, it was nothing more than an unusual reading on deep space scanners, a blip that most would have dismissed as an anomaly. But for Dr. Elena Reeves, lead astrophysicist at the Global Space Observation Center, GSOC, it was the moment she had been waiting for her entire career. "This is it," she whispered, her eyes wide as she stared at the flickering screen before her. "They're here." Within hours, the news spread like wildfire. Governments scrambled to respond, militaries went on high alert, and the populace oscillated between excitement and terror. As the alien fleet drew closer, their massive ships became visible to the naked eye, dark silhouettes against the blue sky that grew larger with each passing moment. Admiral James Harper stood on the bridge of the UES Defiant, Earth's most advanced battleship, as he watched the alien armada approach. His weathered face betrayed no emotion, but his mind raced with possibilities and strategies. "Open a channel to all Earth Defense Forces," he commanded, his voice steady despite the gravity of the situation. "Channel open." "Sir," his communications officer responded. Harper took a deep breath. "This is Admiral Harper to all Earth Defense Forces. The moment we've prepared for is upon us. Remember your training, trust in your abilities, and most importantly, have faith in humanity. We stand united against whatever comes our way." Harper out. As the alien ships entered Earth's orbit, an eerie silence fell over the planet. The world held its breath, waiting for the first move. It came in the form of a transmission, broadcast on all frequencies and in every language known to man. "People of Earth," the alien voice boomed, its tone cold and mechanical. "We are the Zarkan Collective. Your planet has been deemed suitable for assimilation into our empire. Resistance is futile. Surrender now, and your transition will be painless. Resist, and we will crush you." The ultimatum hung in the air, a palpable weight pressing down on every human soul. But where the aliens expected fear and capitulation, they found something else entirely. In the White House Situation Room, the President of the United States stood, her face set in grim determination. "We will not surrender," she declared, her words echoed by leaders around the globe. "Humanity has faced countless challenges throughout our history, and we have always persevered. This will be no different." As if in response to humanity's defiance, the Zarkan ships began to move. Massive energy weapons charged, their glow visible even from the ground. The first salvo was aimed at Earth's major cities, a show of force meant to bring the planet to its knees. But the aliens had underestimated humanity's preparedness. As their weapons fired, a shimmering energy field sprang to life around the Earth, absorbing the brunt of the attack. The Zarkan paused, confused by this unexpected defense. Dr. Reeves smiled as she watched the shield hold. Her life's work, a global defense system powered by harnessed dark energy, was proving its worth. "Let's see how they like that," she murmured, her fingers flying over her console as she fine-tuned the shield's parameters. Admiral Harper seized the moment of alien hesitation. "All ships, engage," he ordered. Earth's fleet, hidden behind the moon, burst into action. Sleek, advanced vessels that the Zarkan had not accounted for swarmed from their hiding place, catching the alien armada off guard. The battle for Earth had begun, and humanity was not going down without a fight. As the first explosions lit up the sky, a surge of determination swept across the planet. In labs, factories, and military bases, humans worked tirelessly, pushing the boundaries of their technology and strategizing ways to repel the invaders. In orbit, Admiral Harper's fleet engaged the Zarkan in a fierce dogfight. Earth's ships were smaller and more agile, darting between the lumbering alien vessels with precision. "Target their propulsion systems," Harper commanded. "Let's clip their wings." On the ground, militaries around the world mobilized. In a display of unprecedented unity, former enemies now stood shoulder to shoulder, ready to defend their home. The Zarkan, expecting an easy conquest, found themselves facing the united Earth, armed with technologies they had never encountered and a spirit they could not comprehend. As the first day of battle drew to a close, neither side had gained a clear advantage. The Zarkan's superior numbers were matched by humanity's ingenuity and home field advantage. Earth had bloodied the aliens' nose, and in doing so, had sent a clear message to the cosmos. Humanity would not go quietly into the night. In the depths of GSOC, Dr. Reeves and her team worked feverishly, analyzing every scrap of data from the ongoing battle. "There's a pattern to their shield modulation," she muttered, her eyes never leaving her screens. "If we can sync our weapons to exploit it." Her words were cut short as the building shook, dust raining from the ceiling. A Zarkan ship had broken through the perimeter, its weapons targeting key Earth installations. But even as fear gripped her heart, Alina felt a surge of determination. They would find a way. They had to. As night fell on the first day of the invasion, Admiral Harper looked out at the battle-scarred Earth below. The planet glowed with fires and energy discharges, a testament to the ferocity of the fighting. But amidst the destruction, he saw something else. The indomitable spirit of humanity, burning brighter than any star. "We've survived the first day," he said to his crew, his voice filled with pride and resolve. "Tomorrow, we show these aliens why they should never have underestimated Earth." As the Zarkan regrouped for another assault, humanity prepared for the battles to come. In cities and towns across the globe, people emerged from shelters, looking to the sky with a mixture of fear and defiance. The war for Earth had only just begun, but already the aliens were learning a crucial lesson. Humanity would not be conquered easily, if at all. The stage was set for a conflict that would determine the fate of not just Earth, but the entire galaxy. For in standing against the Zarkan, humanity was about to unlock potential it never knew it had, and change the course of cosmic history forever. Earth's secret weapon. As the sun rose on the second day of the Zarkan invasion, Earth's defenders were already in motion. The initial shock of alien contact had given way to a grim determination that permeated every aspect of human society. In labs and workshops around the world, scientists and engineers worked tirelessly, pushing the boundaries of human knowledge in search of a way to turn the tide. At the heart of this effort was Dr. Alina Reeves. Her dark energy shield had given Earth a fighting chance, but she knew it wouldn't be enough. As she pored over the data from the previous day's battle, a spark of inspiration struck her. "The Zarkan ships," she muttered, her eyes widening. "They're not just using energy weapons. They're powered by some form of exotic matter reactor." Her fingers flew over her keyboard, calculations and simulations running at lightning speed. If she was right, this could change everything. Meanwhile, in orbit, Admiral James Harper surveyed the damage to his fleet. The UES Defiant had weathered the storm, but many other ships hadn't been so lucky. As he prepared for the next engagement, a transmission came through from GSOC. "Admiral," Dr. Reeves' voice crackled over the comm. "We've made a breakthrough. The Zarkan ships are powered by what we believe to be artificially created neutronium. It's incredibly dense and energy-rich, but also highly unstable." Harper's brow furrowed. "And how does this help us, Doctor?" "If we can destabilize their reactors," Alina explained, her voice tinged with excitement, "we could turn their own power source against them. I'm sending you the specs for a modified proton beam. It should penetrate their shields and trigger a cascade reaction in their power cores." As the data streamed in, Harper felt a glimmer of hope. "How soon can we implement this?" "We're retrofitting the proton cannons on the Defiant as we speak," Alina replied. "You'll have full weapon capability in 3 hours." Harper nodded grimly. "Let's hope we can hold out that long." As if on cue, alarms blared across the ship. The Zarkan fleet was on the move, their massive ships advancing in a tight formation. This time, they weren't targeting Earth directly. Their focus was on eliminating the human fleet. All ships, defensive positions. Harper barked. "We need to buy time for the weapon upgrades. Whatever you do, keep them away from Earth." The space around Earth erupted into chaos as human and alien ships clashed once more. Earth vessels darted between the lumbering Zarkin ships, their conventional weapons barely scratching the alien hulls. But what they lacked in firepower, they made up for in determination and cunning. On the ground, the situation was equally dire. Zarkin dropships had managed to penetrate Earth's defenses, deploying ground forces in key locations around the globe. In the streets of major cities, human soldiers fought alongside hastily armed civilians against towering alien war machines. In New York, a group of Marines led by Sergeant Sarah Chen held the line against a Zarkan assault force. "Hold steady," she shouted over the din of battle. "We are humanity's last line of defense. We do not yield." Her words galvanized her troops, and they fought with renewed vigor. But for every alien they brought down, two more seemed to take its place. As Chen reloaded her weapon, she couldn't help but wonder how long they could keep this up. Back in orbit, the 3 hours felt like an eternity. Harper watched as ship after ship fell to the Zarkan onslaught. But just as it seemed all hope was lost, a message came through from the Defiance weapons officer. "Proton cannon modifications complete, sir. We're ready to fire." Harper didn't hesitate. "Target the lead Zarkan ship and fire at will." A brilliant beam of energy lanced out from the Defiant, striking the alien vessel dead center. For a moment, nothing seemed to happen. Then, a series of explosions rippled across the ship's hull. In a matter of seconds, the massive vessel was torn apart from the inside, its own power source becoming its downfall. The effect on the battle was immediate. The Zarkan fleet faltered, clearly unprepared for this turn of events. Harper seized the initiative. "All ships, concentrate fire on their reactors," he commanded. "Let's show these aliens what happens when they mess with Earth." As word of the new weapon spread, a surge of hope swept through Earth's defenders. In New York, Sergeant Chen and her squad watched in awe as Zarkan ships began falling from the sky, their power cores overloading. "See that?" Chen shouted to her troops. "That's humanity fighting back. Now let's show these ground pounders the same courtesy." With renewed energy, Earth's forces pushed back against the alien invaders. The tide of battle was turning, but the war was far from over. In her lab at GSOC, Dr. Reeves allowed herself a moment of satisfaction as she watched the Zarkan fleet crumble, but her relief was short-lived. A new alert flashed across her screen, and her blood ran cold. "Oh no," she whispered. The Zarkan weren't retreating. Instead, their remaining ships were converging, combining into a single, massive vessel that dwarfed anything seen before. As Elena watched in horror, the new supership began to power up, its energy readings off the charts. "Admiral Harper," she called urgently. "We have a problem." As Harper received Elena's transmission, he stared at the monstrosity forming before him. The Zarkan had played their trump card, and Earth's moment of triumph had been cut brutally short. "All ships, fall back and regroup," Harper ordered, his mind racing. They had overcome one impossible odds, but now an even greater challenge loomed before them. As he watched the Zarkan supership grow, Harper knew that the true test of humanity's resolve was yet to come. The battle for Earth had entered a new phase, and the fate of humanity hung in the balance. But as fear gripped the hearts of Earth's defenders, a steely determination took hold. They had bloodied the Zarkan once, and they would do it again. For in this darkest hour, humanity's greatest strength, its unwavering spirit and boundless ingenuity, would be put to the ultimate test. The battle for Sol. The Zarkan supership loomed over Earth like a malevolent star, its very presence a testament to the aliens' technological superiority. Yet, in the face of this overwhelming threat, humanity refused to cower. Instead, the impending doom seemed to awaken something primal and powerful within the human spirit. Admiral James Harper stood on the bridge of the UES Defiant, his weathered face illuminated by the ominous glow of the alien vessel. "Status report," he barked, his voice steady despite the dire situation. "The enemy ship's energy readings are off the charts, sir," his science officer reported. "Our proton cannons barely scratch its surface. It's like they've adapted to our technology." Harper nodded grimly. He had expected as much. The Zarkan were proving to be formidable opponents, capable of evolving their strategies rapidly. But so were humans. "Get me Dr. Reeves," he ordered. Moments later, Elena's face appeared on the main screen, her expression a mix of exhaustion and determination. "Admiral, I've been analyzing the data from the supership. It's unlike anything we've ever seen." "Can we beat it, Doctor?" Harper asked, cutting straight to the chase. Elena hesitated for a moment. "Not with our current technology," she admitted. "But I have an idea. It's risky, possibly suicidal, but it might be our only chance." "I'm listening," Harper said, leaning forward. "The ship's power core," Elena explained, her words coming faster now. "It's not just using neutronium. They've somehow managed to create a stable micro-black hole as a power source. That's how they're generating so much energy." Harper's eyes widened. "And how does this help us?" "Black holes are inherently unstable," Elena continued. "If we can introduce enough external energy into their system, we might be able to destabilize it. The resulting explosion would be catastrophic." "For them or for us?" Harper asked, though he suspected he knew the answer. "Both," Elena replied softly. "The explosion would likely take out half the solar system. But it's either that or watch them tear apart Earth piece by piece." A heavy silence fell over the bridge. The weight of the decision pressed down on Harper's shoulders. He took a deep breath, steeling himself for what needed to be done. "What do you need from us, Doctor?" Elena's eyes gleamed with a mixture of fear and excitement. "I need every ship we have to divert all power to their proton cannons. We'll create a focused beam of energy, using Earth itself to amplify the signal. It's going to take everything we've got." Harper nodded. "Consider it done. How long do you need?" 2 hours to set up the ground-based amplifiers," Elena replied. "After that, it's all or nothing." As Harper relayed the orders to the rest of the fleet, a flurry of activity erupted across the globe. In every nation, on every continent, humans worked with a single-minded purpose. Former enemies put aside their differences, united in the face of extinction. In the streets of New York, Sergeant Sarah Chen and her squad fought with renewed vigor. They had received word of the plan, understanding that their role was to buy time, to hold off the ground forces long enough for the scientists to work their magic. "Keep pushing," Chen shouted as she led a charge against a Zarkan walker. "Every second we give them is another second for Earth." Around the world, similar scenes played out. In the rice paddies of China, farmers turned soldiers used guerrilla tactics to ambush alien patrols. In the favelas of Rio de Janeiro, street kids became unlikely heroes, their intimate knowledge of the twisted alleys proving invaluable in outmaneuvering the invaders. As the 2-hour mark approached, tension mounted across Earth and in orbit. The Zarkan supership had been surprisingly quiet, as if confident in its invulnerability. But now, as if sensing the humans' desperate plan, it began to power up its main weapon. "Energy spike detected," Harper's science officer called out. "They're preparing to fire." Harper gritted his teeth. "How long until we're ready?" 30 seconds, sir." It was going to be close. Too close. As the supership's weapon reached critical levels, Harper made a decision. "All ships, attack pattern Omega," he commanded. "We need to buy Earth a few more seconds." Without hesitation, the remains of Earth's fleet surged forward, directly into the path of the charging weapon. Ships exploded left and right as they weathered the brunt of the alien assault, but their sacrifice wasn't in vain. "Ground amplifiers online," Elena's voice crackled over the comm. "It's now or never, Admiral." Harper took a deep breath. "All ships, fire." A blinding beam of energy erupted from Earth, amplified by the planet's magnetic field and focused by the combined firepower of the human fleet. It struck the Zarkin supership dead center, momentarily enveloping the massive vessel in a cocoon of pure energy. For a heart-stopping moment, nothing seemed to happen. Then, a tiny point of darkness appeared at the impact site. It grew rapidly, consuming the alien ship from the inside out. "It's working," Elena exclaimed. "The black hole is destabilizing." But their victory was short-lived. As the black hole grew, it began to pull in everything around it. Debris, smaller ships, and even light itself. "It's too strong," Harper realized with growing horror. "We can't stop it." As the black hole threatened to engulf not just the Zarkin but Earth itself, a strange calm settled over Admiral Harper. They had defeated the aliens, but at what cost? Had humanity, in its desperate bid for survival, engineered its own destruction? But even as these dark thoughts crossed his mind, a new voice crackled over the comm system. It was unlike anything Harper had ever heard before, both ancient and new, powerful yet serene. "Children of Earth," the voice said, "you have proven yourselves worthy. Allow us to help." A brilliant light erupted from behind the moon, and a new ship entered the fray. It was massive, dwarfing even the Zarkin supership, yet it moved with impossible grace. As Harper and his crew watched in awe, the new arrival extended what looked like a massive energy tendril towards the raging black hole. Slowly, impossibly, the black hole began to shrink. The pull lessened, debris stopped flying towards it, and gradually, the threat subsided. As the last vestiges of the singularity winked out of existence, a stunned silence fell over the battlefield. The voice spoke again, this time addressing Admiral Harper directly. "You have faced extinction with courage and ingenuity. We have been watching, and we are impressed. Humanity is ready to join the galactic community." As the implications of these words sank in, a wave of emotions swept through Harper. Relief, joy, and a burning curiosity about what this new chapter in human history would bring. The battle for Sol was over. Humanity had faced its greatest challenge and emerged victorious. And now, standing on the precipice of a new era, they were about to discover that the universe was far larger, far more wondrous, and far more dangerous than they had ever imagined. The real adventure was just beginning. Alien allies and human ingenuity. The days following the battle for Sol were a whirlwind of activity and emotion. As the dust settled and the immediate threat of the Zarkin faded, humanity found itself grappling with a new reality. They were not alone in the universe, and more importantly, they had earned their place among the stars. The ship that had saved Earth from the collapsing black hole belonged to a species known as the Aetheri. Ancient and wise, they had been silently observing humanity for centuries, watching as the young species took its first tentative steps into space. Admiral James Harper, along with Dr. Elena Reeves, and a select group of Earth's leaders, had been invited aboard the Aetheri vessel for first contact discussions. As they stood in the ship's vast meeting chamber, Harper couldn't help but feel a sense of awe. "Welcome, children of Earth," the Aetheri representative spoke, its form a swirling mass of light and energy. "We are the guardians of the Galactic Council, and we have come to offer you a place among the stars." Elena stepped forward, her scientific curiosity overcoming her initial trepidation. "Your technology, it's incredible. The way you contained the black hole, it defies everything we know about physics." The Aetheri seemed to shimmer with amusement. "What you call physics, young one, is merely the surface of the universe's true nature. There is much for your species to learn, but you have shown great potential." As the discussions progressed, it became clear that humanity's ingenuity and adaptability had impressed not just the Aetheri, but many other species in the galaxy. The way they had fought off the Zarkin, a scourge that had been terrorizing younger races for millennia, was seen as nothing short of miraculous. "You must understand," the Aetheri explained, "that we have a policy of non-interference with developing worlds. It is a test of sorts. Only those species who can defend themselves against threats like the Zarkan are deemed ready for the greater galactic community. Harper nodded, understanding dawning. So the invasion, our victory, it was all a test. Not orchestrated by us, the Aetheri clarified, but observed. The Zarkan are all too real, and the threat they posed was genuine. Your victory was your own, earned through courage, sacrifice, and ingenuity. As the implications of this sank in, Alina's mind was already racing with the possibilities. So now that we've passed this test, what happens next? Will you share your technology with us? The Aetheri's form rippled, a gesture that seemed equivalent to a human shake of the head. Not directly, no. That would go against the very principles that make species like yours valuable to the galactic community. Instead, we offer guidance, direction, and most importantly, access. Access to what? Harper asked, intrigued. To the stars, Admiral, the Aetheri replied. To other worlds, other species. To markets of ideas and technologies beyond your imagining. What you do with this access, how you grow and adapt, that will be entirely up to you. As the Earth delegation returned home, they brought with them news that would forever change the course of human history. Humanity was to be granted observer status in the Galactic Council, with the opportunity to earn full membership through further proving themselves. The response on Earth was mixed. Many celebrated this new era of cosmic citizenship, eager to explore the wonders of the galaxy. Others were more cautious, wary of the challenges and potential threats that came with this new status. In the months that followed, humanity threw itself into this new frontier with characteristic determination. The Aetheri, true to their word, did not simply hand over advanced technology. Instead, they provided direction, pointing human scientists towards new avenues of research and development. Dr. Elena Reeves found herself at the forefront of this new scientific revolution. Her work on dark energy shielding had laid the groundwork for humanity's next great leap forward. It's not just about copying their technology, she explained to a rapt audience at a global science conference. It's about understanding the principles behind it, and then applying those principles in our own unique way. This approach led to rapid advancements across all fields of science and technology. Quantum computing, once a distant dream, became a reality. Clean energy solutions solved Earth's climate crisis almost overnight. Medical breakthroughs extended the human lifespan and cured diseases long thought incurable. But it wasn't just in the realm of science that humanity excelled. Their art, music, and culture, infused with the wonder of their new cosmic perspective, flourished. Earth became a hub of creativity, drawing visitors from across the galaxy who were eager to experience the unique human way of looking at the universe. However, this new era was not without its challenges. As humanity spread to the stars, establishing colonies on distant worlds, they encountered new threats and moral dilemmas. The galaxy, they quickly learned, was not always a friendly place. One such challenge came in the form of the Vex, a machine race that sought to convert all organic life into robotic form. When the Vex threatened a fledgling human colony on the outer rim, Earth's response was swift and decisive. Admiral Harper, now commanding Earth's first deep space fleet, led the defense. But it wasn't just military might that saved the day. It was a unique human solution that turned the tide. Sergeant Sarah Chen, who had distinguished herself during the battle for Seoul, proposed a daring plan. Using a combination of Earth's dark energy technology and the quantum entanglement principles they had learned from the Aetheri, they created a virus that turned the Vex's own network against them. Fight smarter, not harder, Chen had said, echoing an old human adage that was quickly becoming a galactic sensation. The defeat of the Vex earned humanity new respect in the galactic community. Other races began to see humans not just as newcomers to be tolerated, but as valuable allies with unique perspectives and problem-solving abilities. As Earth's influence grew, so did its responsibilities. Humanity found itself mediating disputes between ancient races, solving cosmic mysteries, and pushing the boundaries of what was thought possible. Through it all, The spirit that had allowed them to defeat the Zarkin continued to define the human race. Curiosity, courage, adaptability, and an unwavering determination to overcome any obstacle. These were the qualities that set humanity apart. As Admiral Harper stood on the bridge of his ship, looking out at the vast expanse of space, he couldn't help but feel a sense of pride. Humanity had come so far in such a short time. And yet, he knew this was only the beginning. "What's our next mission, Admiral?" his XO asked, excitement evident in her voice. Harper smiled, his eyes twinkling with the reflected light of distant stars. "To explore, to learn, to grow," he replied. "And most importantly, to show the galaxy what humanity is truly capable of." As the ship prepared to jump to its next destination, Harper couldn't shake the feeling that the greatest challenges and the greatest adventures were still to come. But whatever the universe had in store, he knew one thing for certain. Humanity was ready. Triumph of humanity. A decade had passed since humanity's first contact with the Aetheri and their introduction to the wider galactic community. In that time, Earth had undergone a transformation that would have seemed impossible to previous generations. Gleaming cities reached into the skies, their spires intertwining with lush, verdant parklands. Pollution was a thing of the past, and humanity had spread to the stars, establishing thriving colonies on distant worlds. But with great power came great responsibility, and humanity was about to face its greatest challenge yet. Admiral James Harper, his hair now streaked with gray, but his eyes as sharp as ever, stood before the Galactic Council. The chamber was filled with representatives from hundreds of species, some humanoid, others defying easy description. At the center, the ethereal forms of the Aetheri pulsed gently. "Esteemed members of the Council," Harper began, his voice steady despite the gravity of the situation. "I come before you today with dire news. The Zarkan have returned, and this time they threaten not just Earth, but the entire galaxy." A murmur rippled through the assembled delegates. The Zarkan, long thought defeated, had re-emerged from the depths of space with a vengeance. Their new fleet, powered by technology stolen from a dozen conquered worlds, was cutting a swath of destruction across the galaxy. "The Zarkan advance is relentless," Harper continued. "They've already overwhelmed the outer colonies of 3 council races. Our analysts predict they'll reach the core worlds within a standard galactic month." The Aetheri representative spoke, its voice resonating through the chamber. "This is grave news indeed. Admiral Harper, what do you propose?" Harper took a deep breath. This was the moment he had been preparing for. Earth has developed a new technology, one we believe can turn the tide against the Zarkan. But to implement it, we'll need the cooperation of every race in this council. As Harper laid out the plan, a mix of awe and skepticism spread through the chamber. What he was proposing was audacious, combining technologies and strategies from a dozen different species in a way never before attempted. "It's insane," one delegate muttered. "It's brilliant," another countered. "It's human," a third concluded, and there was no mistaking the note of admiration in their voice. Back on Earth, Dr. Elena Reeves was putting the finishing touches on the device that could save the galaxy. It was a culmination of everything humanity had learned in the past decade, a fusion of Earth ingenuity and alien wisdom. "The quantum resonance matrix is stable," she reported to her team. "If this works, it should create a cascading effect through subspace, neutralizing the Zarkan's stolen tech and rendering their fleet inert." As the final preparations were made, a sense of anticipation gripped not just Earth, but the entire galaxy. This was to be the defining moment of the age, a battle that would determine the fate of countless civilizations. The plan was multifaceted, requiring precise coordination between dozens of species. Sergeant Sarah Chen, now General Chen, was tasked with leading a diverse team of alien specialists in a daring commando raid on the Zarkan flagship. "Remember," she briefed her team, "a motley crew of beings from across the galaxy. We're the distraction. We need to keep the Zarkan focused on us while the main plan unfolds." As Chen's team launched their assault, Harper coordinated the larger battle from his flagship. The combined fleet of the Galactic Council engaged the Zarkan Armada, a spectacular clash of technologies and tactics that lit up the void of space. Meanwhile, on a small, unassuming ship at the edge of the battlefield, Alina Reeves waited for her moment. The device she had created, dubbed the Harmony Resonator by the media back home, hummed softly beside her. All teams in position, Harper's voice crackled over the comm. "Dr. Reeves, you have a go." Alina took a deep breath and activated the device. For a moment, nothing seemed to happen. Then, a wave of energy unlike anything ever seen before rippled out from the ship, passing through the battling fleets. The effect was immediate and dramatic. Zarkan ships began to drift, their stolen technology suddenly inert. Weapons fell silent, shields flickered and died. "It's working," Harper exclaimed. "All ships, move in and disable the Zarkan vessels. General Chen, get your team out of there." As the Council forces moved to secure the now helpless Zarkan ships, Chen and her team made a narrow escape, their mission accomplished. The battle was over almost as quickly as it had begun, with minimal casualties on the Council side. In the aftermath, as the dust settled and the enormity of what had been accomplished sank in, the mood across the galaxy was one of jubilation and awe. Humanity, the newcomers to the galactic stage, had led the charge and saved them all. At an emergency session of the Galactic Council, the Aetheri representative addressed the assembled delegates. "Today, we have witnessed something extraordinary," it intoned. "In the face of unimaginable threat, it was the youngest among us who showed the way forward." One by one, the delegates stood, offering their praise and thanks to the human representatives. But it was the words of the Aetheri that truly captured the moment. "When we first encountered humanity, we saw potential. Today, that potential has been realized. It is with great pride and expectation that we nominate Earth for full membership in the Galactic Council." The chamber erupted in cheers and applause. Admiral Harper, Dr. Reeves, and General Chen stood together, overwhelmed by the response. "I never imagined this day would come," Harper said softly. "We've only just begun," Alina replied, her eyes shining with excitement at the possibilities that lay ahead. As news of Earth's elevation to full council status spread, celebrations broke out across human colonies and on Earth itself. The victory over the Zarkan and recognition from the galactic community marked a new chapter in human history. But even as they celebrated, Earth's leaders knew that greater challenges lay ahead. Full council membership meant new responsibilities, new expectations. The galaxy was vast, filled with wonders and dangers beyond imagining. Yet as Admiral Harper looked out at the sea of alien faces, each unique, each with their own stories and challenges, he felt a surge of optimism. Humanity had proven itself not just as warriors or scientists, but as innovators, problem solvers, and unifiers. "We came to the stars as students," Harper addressed the council in his closing remarks. "We found ourselves tested as warriors. Now we stand before you as partners, ready to face whatever challenges the universe may bring." As Harper's words echoed through the chamber, there was a sense that a new era was dawning. Humanity had not just survived its trial by fire. It had emerged stronger, wiser, and ready to take its place among the stars. The triumph of humanity was not just in victory over a powerful enemy, but in proving that cooperation, innovation, and indomitable spirit could overcome any obstacle. As the galaxy looked to the future, it did so with humanity standing proudly among its greatest civilizations, a beacon of hope and possibility in the vast cosmic ocean. The adventure, it seemed, was only just beginning.